Hi, welcome back to another Wisdom of the Soul with Janice Mary. I'm really happy to see that you're back. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about, when our feelings and thoughts go into that bad place, when we're triggered and we're looking around our lives and our homes or ourselves and nothing feels right. Everything kind of feels not so great, a little bleak. Maybe you just feel very disappointed in your life. I know I've had those feelings, and it's not fun to feel disappointed in yourself. And we all work so hard and we all try our best, but the ego mind will always say that we're not good enough. And it's so sad, that we have something that kind of lives inside of us that is always saying we're not quite up to speed. And it's really does us a very big disservice when we listen to that voice. And it's hard not to listen to that voice. I think we all do on some level. And some of us listen to it more than others. So I think that when we go into the soul energy, we're giving another opportunity to look at ourselves in a different way. And it's really important to have that option. And it's a beautiful option. One that I feel so grateful to have so that I could teach about it, because I see so many people in pain and that really don't need to be in that pain if they could only connect more to the soul energy. So that's my plea to everybody, to try to get into this energy so that you can feel better and you can enjoy your life a little bit more. I had written in one of my posts, there's a old Chinese proverb that says, when you you'll only find pearls if you dive for them. So, and that's so true if you think about it. If you have the intention to dive for a pearl, you might find one. If there's no intention to dive for that pearl and find it, you'll never find it. So the soul is really the pearl that we're diving in for. So it's a great metaphor for what the soul brings to us and how the soul can settle our minds down and look at our lives in a much different way. The soul would never evaluate your life as a disappointment, or that you're not doing enough, or that you're not perfect enough. That's just not in the soul's energy. The soul would look at your home and see it filled with love. The soul looks at you and see that you're love. The soul sees any work that you've ever done as your mark, whatever that work is, whether it's something grand or something very simple. The soul is very taken in by it. So no matter what you do, the soul is very happy about it. It's like that grandparent, and you bring, your drawing to when you were a child that goes, oh my God, this is the most beautiful thing ever. That's what the soul does with every one of our accomplishments, and even just for our being here. The soul is very appreciative and almost in awe of us for deciding to come and have this human experience, because coming here we had to be very brave, knowing that all the things that we could face, all the challenges, all the joys, all the sadness, all the happiness, but that it is a pretty much up and down kind of thing. So the soul knows kind of what we got ourselves into and is in awe that we have chosen it, and is very, is very happy that we did, because this is how we grow, and this is how we grow our soul in eternity. So it's very thankful that we're here, and that's why it helps us so much while we're here, and tries to help us make sense of our lives, and tries to help us with our feelings, and to view our lives in this more expanded, bigger way. So if we stay in the very negative, limited view of the ego mind, we might get stuck in some of those feelings. You're not going to get stuck in them forever, but we do stay in them a little bit too long. And you may always then have that feeling of disappointment, like that your life, isn't going the way that you want it to go, without the soul's encouragement and the soul's wise talk to you, basically. and what it says to you, because you're not going to, you just won't be able to see it. If you noticed, I do have my dog Skittles sitting on my lap, who is sometimes a little distracting, but he wanted to sit on my lap, so you could say hi to everybody, Skittles. He doesn't really want to say hi, but he's here with me. So if you see me getting a little distracted, that is the reason why. He's just more quieter when he's sitting with me, or else you'll hear him barking in the background, and that could be just a little bit annoying. So he's happy to just sit on my lap right now. So anyway, getting back to what we were talking about, the soul's energy is beautiful and kind and loving, and helps us as we go through these life experiences, good and bad. And also is kind of a buffer, because if you know your soul's energy is with you, even in the bad experiences, you don't feel them to the same intensity that you do when you're in the ego mind. You know, the ego is so fragile. So anything that, kind of makes the ego feel bad, it reacts to. So it takes things very, very personally, because it has to. You know, your ego is very dependent on other people and what other people think of you and what you think of you. So if you're not living up to some standard that the ego has set for you, then in some ways you're going to fall short. And in falling short, you feel all those bad feelings, and that's not a great place for any of us to land in. So once you're in the soul's energy, you can kind of see the ego is its purpose is a good purpose. You know, our ego helps us and motivates us to do some of the things that we want to do. So we don't want to like throw it out, but that it's limited. You know, that the ego, when it comes to evaluating us or other people in our lives, it's really not the best source to go to. You know, the soul is a much wiser and more expanded source than the ego is. So it's really not really where we want to turn to in our lives. But it is where we're taught to turn to, and where it comes really very much most naturally is to be in that ego mind. So for a little while, it can feel a little artificial trying to get into the soul energy, but it really is well worth it, because you will see your life in a completely different way, and you will see your being in a completely different way. You'll know that your body is just a vehicle, and it's not anything that you have to get crazy about, that you want to take care of it while you're here, but you don't want to turn your body into a god, because your body isn't the god. You know, the god is really in your soul, you know, in your spirit. And it houses the soul and spirit, so it's an important part of us being here. But we don't have to be a slave to the body. You know, Course in Miracles talks a lot about how we're too focused on the body, and that a lot of times interferes with our life experience. And I can see that, because I know for many years with, I need to exercise, I need to diet, I need to look a certain way, and I spent a lot of years caught up in that. And now it feels so good to not be as attached to that. You know, do I still want to exercise, be healthy, and be a good weight? Yes. But the intensity around it, where before I was in the soul energy, when I was in the ego energy, the intensity to be a certain way was like on a scale of 1 to 10, a 10. And now the intensity to be a certain way is like a 1 or a 2. It has gone down dramatically. This need to be a certain way and to achieve certain things has really gone down. And that I don't feel like my entire self-esteem rests on it anymore, where it used to. You know, my self-esteem used to rest on what people thought about me, what I accomplished, you know, all those things. And again, it's normal and natural to do that, because that's what we're taught. It's just so refreshing and so nice to know that there is this other option that we have. And once you live in that for a little bit, you're never going to want to go back to this ego mind. And when you do, you kind of just take it with a grain of salt. You say, okay, I'm looking at that through my ego, so I'm being really hard on myself right now. And the way I can tell I'm being hard on myself is because I feel terrible. I just don't feel good. I feel agitated inside. I feel, short-tempered. I don't have patience. I feel tired. That's how I feel in my ego. And the ego's always, looking into the future saying, oh, what do I have to do tomorrow? Oh my God, I have so much to do tomorrow. And the ego's evaluating the past. Oh, you didn't do that right. And remember when you did this. And oh, you weren't perfect in that area. So that's what our ego mind tends to do with us. And it's exhausting. It's really, really exhausting. The soul doesn't do any of that. The soul is just with you, and wherever you are, whether you're going to stay home all day, or whether you're going to go out and do a million things, the soul's with you and saying, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like doing, whatever you want to do is fine. If you're tired, rest. Take a rest. If you feel like you want to be outside, go outside. If you need to work a lot, that's okay. But just breathe and take your time and be in the moment fully. Because when you are, you're going to enjoy the job that you're doing much fuller, in a much fuller way. Even if you don't want to be there, being in the present moment and doing anything that you're doing becomes enjoyable. And that's what Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about, this enjoyment of being in the moment. And it really is you could be doing anything. You could be doing something you hate, but if you're doing it completely and solely in the moment, it feels much different. And it doesn't take any toll on you because you're not thinking about it. Most of the things that we do drain us because of what we think about what we do, not because of what we do. So if I think, oh, I have to go food shopping later, and all day I'm reminding myself, oh, I have to go food shopping. Ugh, I hate food shopping. Oh, I have to go food shopping. I hate food shopping. As I'm doing that, I'm draining myself, and I'm creating all these bad feelings inside of myself. Instead of just being in the moment, going from one thing to the next thing, I'm going to have a cup of coffee now. I'm going to see a couple of clients now, and just taking one moment at a time. And when you do that, you can really enjoy each moment, and you can feel that soul energy. And then when you do that, the time it comes to go food shopping, it's just another moment. It's just another thing that you're going to do in that moment. And that changes everything, because then anything that you decide to do, there's no dread associated with it. It's just this flow. And that is a beautiful place to be. And it's a great place to not be stuck in all of those bad feelings and disappointment and, just draining yourself all the time. So try to, today, try to be more present in the moment. That's going to help you so much. And when you notice you're thinking and evaluating upcoming events or upcoming tasks, to just say, okay, that's okay. I'm going to ask my soul right now to come in and help support me with this and help me to get back into the present moment so that I can let those thoughts go. And the soul will certainly help you with that. So give that a shot, and leave any comments or any questions below, and have a great day. And Skittles, my little guest here, says goodbye too. He needs a haircut. So have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.